Hi guys, my name is Tiffany and today I'm going to be going over all the bags I have in my collection. Hope you guys enjoy. So the first two bags that I'll actually be going over in my collection are the same. They're both the Celine box bag, so I have them in two colors. One is this beautiful camel color, and then I have one as well in this beautiful green Amazon color. This is one of my favorite bags of all time. It's super classic, super understated. I made a video on my channel going in detail on this bag, so I won't bore you guys with the details, but basically they're both in the teen size. It's a really good size for me. I feel like I can fit my phone, a couple other trinkets, just the key essentials of going out. And it's just this beautiful smooth leather that Celine comes out with. It's super understated. There's no logos anywhere. No one would know it's Celine, but it's just so well crafted. And I've had both of these for probably over a year. I got this one first, so I've had this one for over a year. This one maybe half a year, and they're both great. I love the versatility. It goes well in the evening, in the daytime, for traveling. It's just honestly one of the best quintessential bags, and that's why I own two of them. And I added this green one because green is one of my favorite colors. It's this beautiful dark green, Amazon green too as well. So just fits really well with my wardrobe. I have a pretty neutral wardrobe, so in general, I would highly recommend this bag to anyone, especially those who are starting their designer handbag collection. This is honestly one of the best bags to have. So the next bag that I'll be going into is my only Louis Vuitton bag that I have in my collection. This is the Alma BB. I have it in this beautiful pink ballerine color, which, if you guys know me, is very unlike me. I don't really like the color pink, but it's this very baby neutral pink color, so that's what drew me to the bag. Additionally, it's in this epi leather versus the canvas. I'm not a huge fan, if I'm going to be honest, of the Louis Vuitton canvas print, so I wanted to get a leather bag from them. The Alma is one of their most classic styles, and I felt like this pink color that they have called pink ballerine is just perfect for spring. It's really beautiful next to the cherry blossoms, any type of flowers, and for me, I honestly just really enjoy it. I think it's a beautiful bag. If I'm going to be honest, I don't wear it a whole ton because my wardrobe is a lot of neutrals, a lot of blacks, so I tend to gravitate more towards my more neutral color bags, but nonetheless, like, I will wear this bag every now and then because it is perfect for the summertime and for spring. Additionally, it comes with a crossbody strap, which is super helpful when you guys want to wear this, because I guess with it on its own you could wear it on the crook of your arm, but I'm definitely more of a crossbody person, so definitely recommend it that way. In terms of what it can fit, I mean, it fits a lot. Like, you can fit way more in this bag than it looks. You can definitely fit like your phone, like lipsticks, like makeup, papers. Like, this bag can fit a ton, and that's one thing I do love about it. I also like the special details that this bag has. There's a lock right here that you can lock the two ends of your zipper, and there's a little key here, so it's super cute. This is probably my cutest bag in my collection. I'm not the most exploratory with designs. I definitely go for more classic silhouettes, and this one kind of fit both perfectly. It's a very classic silhouette. It's a fun color. It's pink, and it's my only Louis. In terms of, I actually don't know if they sell this bag anymore. I probably haven't seen it in store in a very long time, but it could just be sold out. But I'll look into it and put in the description if I can find this specific color on the website. So the next bag I want to talk about is the only Dior bag that I have in my collection, and it is the Dior saddle, but I actually got it in a pretty interesting color, or not colorway, interesting design. So I have always been enamored by the Dior saddle bag, but I knew it was a very unique silhouette, and one that I personally don't really gravitate towards. I like crossbody bags. I'm not a huge shoulder bag person, and so I knew if I got a saddle bag, I wanted it to be super special. And I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, Dior came out with this flower bag, a flower embroidery collection. So that some of the Lady Dior bags, some of the Dior saddle, as you see here, have this beautiful like 3D flower pop outs sewn onto the saddle. And I personally really love the ultra matte collection from Dior. I think it makes it a little bit more edgier. So the black on black, one could say is kind of boring, but it has this beautiful motif on the bag, which really just spoke to me, and I just kept thinking about it, and I just couldn't get enough of this bag. I will say that this bag is specifically made out of lambskin, so that it is a little bit more sensitive to scratches and so forth. So I actually haven't worn this saddle bag too much, but I just love it. I think it's like a piece of art for me, and I really wanted to add it to my collection because I feel like the saddle silhouette is here to stay. I love it. I think it's a huge nod from Maria to bring it back to the House of Dior. And like, how fun is this? It's got these beautiful flowers. Like it's one of my favorite bags that I own. I just think it's absolutely stunning. Every time I wear it, people go wow, because it was a limited edition, and I think, you know, it's really important when you do build your bag collection to buy things that really cater to you, that scream you, and this is one of them. So yeah, in terms of functionality though, this is not a very functional bag, if I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't fit a whole ton. I did get the medium size, so it fits a lot more than the mini. As long as you're not wearing a heavy coat, there's no issue wearing this bag on the shoulder. I'm just super careful because it's lambskin and it scratches really easily, so I would just be mindful of that. I'd say most Dior saddles that I'm aware of are actually come in a grained leather, so this is probably just because it was a limited edition. The next handbag I want to talk about, I actually don't even have it in person here. In my apartment in New York, is actually back home at my parents' house. So it's my first ever handbag that I purchased. It was, I can insert an image, a Saint Laurent shopping tote. So I bought, that was the first designer bag that I personally ever purchased. I bought it, I think, in college. I made some internship money. I was super excited. I was in Spain. I wanted to get a designer bag, and I wanted one that was functional because at the time I really was into big bags. So I bought the Saint Laurent shopping tote. I personally don't use it anymore much, but I definitely keep it just for, you know, it's just it's a very special memory to make that first purchase as an adult, as a working woman. So that was really exciting for me. So I always love that bag. It's actually almost pretty much in pristine condition, because one thing about Saint Laurent bags is they just use really durable leather, and that's why I think they're a great starting designer and why I'm including them in this video. I have a couple other Saint Laurent bags that I own but eventually sold to buy other bags, and I can make a whole video on that, what the process was for me. But yeah, I love that bag. Highly recommend to anyone who wants a really good, subtle work bag. I think that one's one of the best ones out. So the next 4 handbags are actually all from one designer, and I hate to say that I definitely have a preference when it comes to handbags for this one designer, and that is Chanel. I have an affinity to Chanel. I've loved Coco Chanel's designs for a very long time, but didn't start adding them to my collection until these past few years because Chanel bags are very expensive and they aren't cheap, but they're also a really good investment. And I hate to also say that all my Chanel bags that I own are black, in the color black, and different leathers and different color design ways, so I'll get into that, but I tend to stick with the color black just because it's more investment friendly. I view my Chanel bags as a true investment of putting my money in. So yeah, let's skip all the boring stuff and let's get into the bags. So the first ever Chanel bag that I ever bought is this one, and this is also a very classic silhouette from Chanel. It's the reissue 255. This size of the 226, so I think it's like the medium size. The combination that I got was in this aged calfskin and ruthenium hardware. I bought this a few years ago, and back then I was like such a silver hardware girl, and I can't believe how much I've changed in these past few years, but I love silver hardware. And this is definitely one of my edgier, more understated bags. The reissue is, I'm sure as many of you know, is a reissue of a classic Coco design that she had, and Karl Lagerfeld relaunched it a few decades ago, and it has become an icon in the Chanel silhouette lineup. And for me, I thought there's no perfect way to start my collection off with this bag. And given the size, it's a double flap, it just fits a ton. I still have my stuffing in here because I haven't worn it in a little bit, but it's black, and then it has the deep burgundy red lining on the inside, CCs, and there's also this compartment that you can't really fit anything, but apparently back in the day, Coco would used to put her secret love letters in her reissue. So I just love this bag. I love the chain so much. This is one of my favorite chains from Chanel. It just looks like jewelry. It's just super well made, super beautiful, and it's just super cool. And I'm kind of like a handbag nerd, so being able to buy a piece that's classic and a part of history is also super important to me. So, I mean, I think honestly, personally, this reissue is a great bag for any age. It's understated, it's cool. It's also the one I have a pretty good size, so you can fit a ton. And this one's also really good for traveling because just given the chain length, I can actually wear this as a crossbody. So I really like this bag. I know this one is, I think, the most expensive one from Chanel's line, but I think there's really great options on the secondhand market. You can buy them on the RealReal, Poshmark, just to name a few options, and find a really good deal for this specific style, I find. But yeah, I think you can never go wrong with a classic Chanel bag in black, so highly recommend. The next bag that I'll be talking about that's from Chanel is also a larger one of the ones that I own. This is a boy bag in the new medium. I'd say the boy bag it's still pretty popular, but definitely not as popular as it was maybe like 5 years ago when everyone was reading about it. But I personally have loved the style. I think it's super just cool, structured, very different than some of the more feminine designs from Chanel. And I bought it in this beautiful lambskin and aged gold hardware, which is very hard to find these days. I was lucky to find this from a reseller that I really trust. Sorry, I'm just taking out the chain here to show you guys. So I always store my bags with the chain inside, so especially when it is a lambskin bag. So this bag is definitely very delicate. Anytime you see lambskin as an offering for a bag, you know that you're making a little bit of a compromise when purchasing it. One, for its beauty. Personally, lambskin leather, in my opinion, just looks divine. It looks so much more beautiful, in my opinion. Don't kill me, than the caviar leather from Chanel. That's why I don't own any Chanel bags in caviar. But I find that it's just so supple, it's so beautiful, it's so luxurious, but you definitely have to baby your bags a little bit more. I personally have only worn this new medium Chanel Boy a handful of times. I will say this one, if I were to give up a bag and to sell, it would probably be this one. I think it's a little bit too big for me now. I'm definitely into smaller bags these days, so you know, if anyone's interested, just like let me know. This is probably one I'll let go in the near term, but doesn't mean I don't love it. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate it. I think for me, it served its purpose. It served time in my collection. It's just now I'm gravitated towards smaller bags, and I still think though that the silhouette is classic, and it's really hard to find this age gold hardware from Chanel, and I'm obsessed. It's beautiful, it's stunning, and it just makes so much more of a statement than the champagne gold hardware that Chanel typically comes out with these days. But yeah, I mean, these are all personal tastes, personal preferences. I'm not saying these things to offend anyone, it's just my own point of view. But nonetheless, I think this is a beautifully constructed bag. It's one of my personal favorite designs from Chanel. I think it's super structured, super beautiful, and the lambskin looks divine. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful of the leather. So the fact that you guys have made it this far in the video is awesome. I have 2 more bags to go over, and they're both Chanel, as I mentioned earlier. So the first one that I'll talk about, I've also made a video on my channel on, is my wallet on chain. This is probably in my collection my most beautiful, this one or my Dior saddle. I'd say these are tied as my most beautiful handbags. This one is just to die for. It's so beautiful. It's a velvet wallet on chain with the classic Chanel pearls studded all over to give the quilting effect of the classic Chanel flap. And for me, I love this. There's so many little details, with even the logo being studded with the pearls, and the velvet is just so luxurious. This is a great evening bag, just absolutely beautiful. And I was saying earlier that I really like the age gold hardware more, and I do, but I think in this design it made a lot of sense for them to use the champagne gold hardware, because there's already so much going on with the pearls. You don't want to take away from that with a statement hardware, and I have used this so much. It's perfect for weddings, it's perfect for evening events, dinners, and every time I wear this bag, similar to my Dior saddle, I get so many compliments. Everyone says it's like, wow. Like, I've gone to, it's crazy, I've gone to like Dior stores, like to go shopping, wearing this bag, and they're like, wow, I haven't seen a Chanel wallet on chain that looks like this, because this actually came out a few years ago. So it's really nice being able to have the luxury of being able to buy those bags, but also being able to be selective and choose ones that, one, really fit my style, and 2, just make a statement and stand out. I try not to buy bags that are too boring, but yeah, let's take that. But yeah, I mean, I think for anyone who's starting off with Chanel, the wallet and chain probably makes the most sense, as their first purchase. One, it's the most, I'd say, financially accessible to most people, and two, it's just like such a fun young bag and just so nuanced in the ways that you can carry it. You can carry it as a crossbody, you can double it up and wear it as a shoulder bag, and I just really love this bag and couldn't recommend it more to anyone. And I know some people don't like the walnut chain. I think it's a great bag. I think this one hopefully will be a forever bag in my collection. I just need to maintain the I do have to be careful with this one because it is velvet, and that's something I knew when purchasing it, but I just love the design so much that I was willing to make that sacrifice. So highly recommend this one, and I really like and love Chanel walnut chain. So my last and final handbag in my collection, and certainly not least because I do actually think out of all of them this is my most worn, is my Chanel Mini in patent leather. So this one is in silver hardware, patent leather, and it's in the rectangular shape. I have always preferred the rectangular Mini to the square Mini because I think this is most similar to the classic silhouette. I also just love the mini size. The mini size from Chanel Classic Fab is my holy grail bag by chance, just in terms of size. It fits so much. You can fit sunglasses, phone, wallet, keys, all in this bag. It's very misleading. And there's also a back pocket as well, so you can fit any cards or anything in there. I personally never do that, but it's nice to have that option. What I also love about this bag is the chain is long enough, so if I'm wearing a heavy coat, I can wear it crossbody, and then if I'm not wearing a coat, I get these adjustable straps, clips from Amazon, and I can just adjust, and I think you can get these from the store now too, adjustable, and I just adjust the strap, and then I can wear it as a shoulder bag, as a crossbody bag, and it shortens the chain, which is great because the rectangular shape chain does tend to be a little bit long on my frame for just if I don't wear a coat. And just for reference, I am 5'6", but yeah, this one absolutely my most worn. Love this make and model. I got it in patent leather because I don't know, I was deciding between caviar and patent. Caviar was really hard to get at the time. I don't actually think they make them anymore. But something about patent leather, like some people think it's really plastically, but I also think it's more of a statement piece as well. It's super fun, it's different, not everyone has it. And I find it pretty durable. This bag has gone through a lot with me because I've worn it so much. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of the mini rectangular, and this one I'd say if I were to recommend any bag out of my collection, and I can only have one bag in my entire collection, it would probably be this. I wear it the most and it's absolutely my favorite. And I'm sure that's such a boring point of view because it is a very popular bag. A lot of people like the mini, and I think there's a reason why. It's just a great size and super versatile. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video again. I hope you guys enjoyed my small collection. It's really taken, honestly, quite a few years for me to build my collection, to really find bag piece. I'm honestly very satisfied with my collection. I don't have a huge urge to buy anything else. I'm sure I'm saying that right now, and I'm sure that will change in a couple months. But if I were to give anyone a piece of advice for building a bag collection, it's definitely just be true to yourself, true to your style. Don't buy things that you think other people will like. Buy what you like, and when you do that, you'll be one, much happier, and two, you'll be a lot less likely to sell and change up your collection. found this informative, and if there's a specific bag you have questions on, feel free to put questions down there. And I'm also happy to make more in-depth reviews as well of any of the bags if you guys have any questions. But yeah, thank you so much and hope you guys enjoy.